Welcome back to Light, Shadow, and Everything in Between. I am your host, Sasha Sheldon, and today's guest is an old friend of mine, Adesola. We met back in college. So, this is 2000, maybe 5, 6, somewhere around there. Many moons ago when we were little babes. And just two art school weirdos that found each other. I mean, we found a lot of other very similar weirdos. It was a pretty cool time back then, actually. But we, in this episode, will be talking about, her journey as a creative, as an artist, and inspiration, and all the tools and mediums that she has worked in and continues to work with, whether it's personally or what she chooses to share with the world and her connection to it, and just like why she chose those things and was really guided to work with those particular creative mediums. And there was another big theme that I loved around like the connective tissue and how we are all really woven together in this fabric of life, and how that has showed up in a very prominent way throughout her life when it comes to her art and creativity and her entire journey with it. And it's so great. You can feel her connection to it, and her passion is really inspiring, and I think you'll be able to tell why other people are also like so inspired by her, especially as a drummer in her multiple projects that she has going on. So you will hear all about that in this episode. I really hope you enjoy it. 55 and then shiz. Oh my god. Shiz.
Oh my God. I recently saw that video again and I was just like, oh, really bringing me back. Shiz. Yeah. Shiz.
Yeah, we were all singing that video. Oh my god. What a time capsule. Oh man. Yeah. We had it it wasn't too bad back then. If we knew.
Just prepare myself, prepare my mind. All that was to come. Like,
Yeah, I know. Like, you're kidding, right?
yeah, because I don't know if any of us would have thought anyone was serious if they would be like, yeah, Trump's gonna be the president twice. 2004. Oh,
Not once, but twice. Yeah. And then this thing called COVID's coming.
Yeah, no. Stay in your house. You can't go anywhere. The whole world shut down. It's like, do I want to keep
Going?
playing? Aliens, where are the aliens? Beam me up.
Yeah, I'm ready, guys. I'm ready to go home. Or just even a lot of our generation too has been through so many massive moments in history. And then, what year did you graduate? Because I know we did 9. Yes, you're right after me. I mean, yeah, because then like us starting our lives, like, okay, we're gonna put ourselves out there in the world, and I was like, recession.
Exactly. I remember I
Okay.
moved with my mom and I was like, I can't find a job. She's like, look, have you looked outside? Like, just go work at like an ice cream shop. Like, you good. Like, it's fine. I was okay.
All right. I'm trying.
Really trying.
Still be trying.
Mhm.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's just start this thing. I mean,
Yes.
Addie, thank you so much for being here. It's so great to see you. God, it's been forever. God, it's like 20 years or something.
I know. I know.
Are we that old enough? No.
Uh, it is, it's really hard to really comprehend. Like, I don't know, it feels like so many lifetimes ago. Because for me, you were so iconic with your hairstyle you had at that time with the giant swoop, the very like all
Also
black.
of the time, that black
One of
comb
the
over
very
swoop.
few people who actually like rocked it very well. I was just like, yeah. And I looked at my old pictures of myself and I'm like, wow. I am so happy I'm a butterfly now. So,
What?
like,
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
happy for like everything that happened, but like I'm also feeling like I'm in myself.
Like now more than ever, like you're really
Yeah.
embodied.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think it took me a long time to kind of like figure out, I don't know, who I was for a very long time because I thought I had to, for a lot of reasons, figure I had to like shove myself into this like whatever hole that I thought I was supposed to be.
Hmm.
Um, and I think really moving to Philadelphia helped a lot with that. So I'm just
Hmm.
I'm so happy I'm here. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because wait, where did you grow up? Like, where were you born and then mostly grow up? Like, what
So
town, city?
I was born in actually in Lagos, Nigeria. But
Right.
like a lot of my upbringing was between Laurel, Maryland, Alexandria, Virginia,
Okay.
and then like Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay.
And before I got to like Greenville, so it was very like God, even within like the Black communities and whatever communities my marginalized identity is, I still felt on the outside. So a lot of it was just trying to
Mm,
find it because I think, oh, I talk to a lot of people who are immigrants who come to America. It's because you're still in your bubble. So you're still like, you come home, you're still doing your traditional things, you're still like with your friends, or you're still, I know for me, I still had a heavy ass accent. I
mm,
dressed differently.
mm,
And I was trying to figure out like how to like combine everything all together.
mm-hmm.
Um, and I think that moving to Philly kind of allowed me to really meld everything together because here in Philly, everyone just kind of does really whatever they want to do. Like you will find a group, you will find anyone that will
Mm-hmm.
accept you as you are. Be like, oh yeah, I like this really random niche thing no one but five other people have heard about. Sure. So like because what do we have? There's this one thing. There's like a clown group. So they have a giant meetup once a year, and no one knows about it. So you literally go outside, and you're like, "Oh, the clown folks are out. Cool." You just keep on,
My worst nightmare.
and it's a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
I
And then
will be
there's
locked away in my home,
like Homer
whatever day
Simpson going
that
into
is.
the bushes. You're like,
Like, yeah.
there's a lot of weird stuff here, but there's also fun stuff like the naked bike ride that happens every year. So that happens across the city. People are just literally naked biking across the city, and people are just like, "Oh yeah, that's happening." Like,
Sure, of course.
really, you just never know. You just
Yeah,
never know what
that's,
you're gonna get.
oh, I love that. You really can just like wave your freak flag and find your community. That's really
Yeah,
beautiful. And when did you do that move?
this was
Exactly.
2012, 2013.
Okay. And
Hmm.
that's so around that time you're really able to step more fully comfortably into yourself in
Yeah,
that
I
environment.
had friends who were already here, so I was already visiting a bunch,
Right.
and and I fell in love with it because I went
Mm,
from for like a few days to a few weeks to a month. and I got to know a lot of the DIY music community out in West
Mm,
Philly.
okay.
And it was just it was wonderful. It truly was like everyone was like, "Are you gonna move here? We have a room. Do you just like literally you're just like trying to have me move in?" And I decided to actually move back to North Carolina because I was living right outside
Mm,
of DC at the time. I was like, "Oh, no, no." Um, and while I made a handful of friends when I moved back, I was like, "Nah, I should move to Philly." I should move to
mm,
yeah,
yeah.
and when I finally came up here, which was like I was just like, I'm bored. So I was like, I came to visit some friends in Philly.
Mhm.
And God, this is how young I was. But I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna go stay with my friend's hookup that I became friends with. And
Okay.
she was like, "Oh, my room's opening up. Do you just want to move in with me?" I was like, "Okay." Can he come too? Which was like my friend Travis, who also was just aimlessly moving around.
Mhm.
And yeah, he moved into my attached room. So we just like it was the rent was like three something a month, 300 and something a month.
Wow.
So I was just like, great, this is wonderful. I already had a job because I work at Whole
Mm,
Foods. So Whole Foods was
okay.
just like whatever you want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
Hmm.
Well, we'll rewind a little bit from there because I'm sure, I mean, I know you mentioned like getting into the art scene, like music scene and stuff like that, which also helped you make that move. Um, but yeah, like what even got you into art and music in the first place? Like when did that really start brewing for you, like creating that relationship with art, like the mediums that you work with? I mean, because we met in art school, so we both went to East Carolina University. Go Pirates. We don't care. Um, we're art kids. Um, but yeah, what like even led you like finding like choosing that school, but like giving you the courage, the bravery, being an artist is such a very vulnerable way to experience life and live life, and a courageous way to choose to keep living life. So yeah, how did you get there? Um, when did
So
like the artist, musician, when were you born in that?
so this is like this is kind of a fun story.
Mhm.
So my grandmother actually had a clothing shop back in Nigeria. So that was one of my first earliest memories, period, was just running around her
Mhm.
shop, the old school sewing machines that like, with the foot pedal
Yeah.
that like went back and
Mhm.
forth. I distinctly remember sitting on one and playing with
Mm.
it. So I was
Mhm.
born into to that of just being around my grandmother all the time.
Mhm.
And I have always been into art because of her.
Okay.
And I remember even when I came to America, and my aunt that I was staying with even knew that. So she got me a bunch of like paints and like different
Mm.
things to draw with, and was like, I don't care, draw on the walls. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. Like, just literally just let me do whatever I want to do. Which bless her, because a lot of Nigerian people would not. They would freak out. Um,
Mhm.
because in our culture, being an artist is not something that is highly encouraged.
Yeah.
So, I just always really liked art to the point where I actually, when I got to high school, was more focused in fashion. And
Okay.
I actually have binders and binders of different like fashion illustrations I would do. I was like, I want to go to
Mhm.
MIT, I want to do all this
Yeah.
stuff. And at the time, I also was just like, maybe I want to go in the army, go in the militaries, because I was in the ROTC, which is, I know.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. I remember learning that about you back then. Okay, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
and I
forgot.
just was like, what was it? The war started around the time, and I was like, maybe not. I don't think I want to do this anymore because I had looked to see if they had anything creative because I just didn't know. All I knew I was an immigrant and just trying to get into the military to get a leg up and just trying
Mm,
to get some different like things to get myself because I come from a poor family.
mm,
And just having looked through everything, I was just like, I hate this. I don't want to do this. So I backed out. And I was heavily into outside of art into chemistry. So I actually
Mhm.
applied for a bunch of like schools. That's how I got into ECU.
Okay.
And when I got there, they did the whole thing where they're like, look to your left, look to your right, the people here, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God. And it just made me realize I did not want to do chemistry. I did not
Yeah.
want to go
You're like,
chemistry. I was like,
ah.
this is not for me. Like, would it be cool to be a biochemist? Yes. Yeah, cool. But I don't think I really want to do this. And I
Yeah.
told my mom in the car on the way back home, and she's like, okay, if you're gonna do that, just make sure like you don't half-ass it. Like you actually like do everything the whole way. And I was just like,
Mm.
okay. I still failed for the majority of like the first 3 years in art school because I felt so behind. Everyone else was like
Mm.
doing art for a long time in a way that I just my mind was not there. Again, it was in the very like science brain. So I had to
Yeah.
completely switch everything and start I was at least I was like 2 to 3 years behind everybody, honestly.
Okay.
So I remember my first year I failed drawing one. And I don't care about this man, so I'm gonna say his name on here. But Scott But Scott Eagle came up to me and was like, "If you decide, if you drop out of the art program, I'll give you a C. But if you don't, I'm gonna have to fail you." And I was just like, "I'm gonna stay, stay."
Just in
And,
spite.
and
Ugh.
because I just really wanted to try, you know. I
Yeah.
didn't know all the different things that are out there. I was like, let me just try. It's fine. And I didn't really hit
Mhm.
my stride until I think the last 2 years of college.
Mm.
So when I was getting into printmaking and weaving and
Mhm.
embroidery, and that was where I really started to really find my groove. Um, and I'm really, really thankful for Michael Elbeck, the printmaking professor at the time, because he was very, very instrumental and having me like finding like what I liked, finding what I was good at, and without me telling him, and just coming up to me, having like earnest conversations with me, and really led me into doing a lot of like installation type of work that I started to do before I left, which is pretty cool.
Mm.
And funny enough, my final critique, Scott Eagle, was there. And he was like, "This is the best project." Blah 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 blah. Because Elbeck had everyone like a bunch of professors come in because the project was about like actually creating something that will project. So I created these screen printing glasses that what is his name? Another white man we went to school with helped me with,
So
and
many.
and he like Scott Eagle just like he was just like going on and on and on and on, and I was just like, this is very weird considering the last conversation about art I had with you, you were trying to kick me out. You didn't want to like help me, you didn't want to give me advice, you were just like, you're not good, you shouldn't do this, you need to leave. And I ended up stumbling into a grumpy old man in the basement who was like, "Actually, you have some skill." And that's not anything. That's not a slight against Elba because he knows that about himself. Like he's kind of grumpy, but he's so talented and one of like the best professors in that whole school.
Yeah.
And I really am so thankful for him. Like he's wonderful.
Mm.
And then like music itself, I always wanted to learn how to play drums and actually try to get a lot of different people to try and teach me how to play drums while we were at ECU. No one
Okay.
took me seriously. No one took me seriously.
Not surprised.
So it sucks because I was just like, I don't understand. Is there something I should be doing to
Yeah.
prove myself?
Ugh. Yeah.
So it wasn't until I got to Philly
Okay.
and my ex-husband, like we went to he was in a punk band and we went to
Mhm.
check out his bass to get something fixed and we saw a sign in the shop and he was like, "You keep talking about this. I'm gonna need for you to actually at least try and do it." And I guess I was just so like I don't know, dismayed because of all the people who just were not taking me seriously about wanting to play
Mhm.
drums. So I finally was just like, okay, I'll try. And it's been it.
Hmm. So did you have like what was your relationship then? Like you spoke to your grandmother being that instrumental
Yeah.
person and that like first mentor inspiration, giving you that permission slip. So what did that look like for you as far as music mentors and inspiration growing up? Like how did music become such a like big part of your life and yeah, just
I
like speak to you, inspire you to want to get into that?
I mean, like in my family, like music, like I just remember back home, every Sunday there would be music blasting in the kitchen because
Mm,
everyone was cooking. Anytime anyone is
mm,
cooking anything, there's always music blasting.
mm,
So whether it was Aaliyah, which was a big one for me, Raven Simone,
mm,
which was another big one, and then like a lot of hip hop was really big in Nigeria as well when I was growing up.
mm,
So there that was like the cooking, and then also we would have rolling power outages,
mm,
so which like for me felt normal because when that would happen people would just go outside, be like, all right, we're going outside now, we're gonna have a party in the streets, and it would just be people outside cooking for each other, having a good time, partying, all this music blasting down that like the streets. So that's
mm,
what I grew up was, just like constant traditional music. Or if I were to be dropped off, like every other weekend or once a month or something like that, my mom would take me to our village. And so I would be able to experience like traditional music and that way
mm,
for like the whole weekend. So it's just it's just like a natural rhythm, just like anything else that happens in anyone else's life. It was just like, oh, we're just gonna have this type of music happening. And I was just so enamored from all the different types of different things that were happening. And moving to America was a mind explosion because that's when a lot more different types of music was opening up to me, because
mm,
before it was a lot more hip hop, traditional, of course, Sade, because Sade is the national treasure of Nigeria. But moving to America, I remember like watching MTV and just
mhm.
Missy Elliott, I Can't Stand the Rain music video. Seeing like, oh, I hate this man now, but Marilyn Manson.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
and but
But
like
yeah,
seeing,
definitely at that time he was yeah, so big.
yeah,
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins, Nine Inch Nails, seeing all these
Mm,
different, even different types of black women, like Khalees, caught out there with her screaming at the TV, which is so
yeah.
different. I've never really seen that in that context before. So I just wanted more. And then living
Mhm.
in like the Prince George's County area, go-go is a really big thing, which is
Mm,
drums, lots of drums, bass, just a lot of like dancing. It's very similar to what I grew up in, and that was
mm,
playing on the radio all the time. This is also back in the time they would do DJ hours on the radio. So
yeah.
you were like, oh, my favorite DJ's on there. They're gonna spin their whole thing. You could call in the
Mhm.
nighttime and like having the conversations. Like, so
Yep.
all of that was just amazing to me. And I was like, oh man, it'd
Mhm.
be really cool if one day I can learn how to like be more part of this.
Mm,
And it really blossomed for me, just as I started to know more people who played instruments, and getting to know like, okay, this is kind of like how the sounds are created. Because again, I think for a lot of people who don't play music, you're just like, I love this. Because my music collection is random as hell.
yeah, yeah.
So I think for me, getting to like know people who play guitar, or in
Mhm.
North Carolina, the saw, things like that, was just really eye-opening to being like, oh, there are different ways to create, and there are different
Mhm.
ways to translate like your emotions and your feelings. And it doesn't have to be necessarily on paper, which is like really, I know it does something for my mind in like in translating to also being like there are different ways of processing different things that are going on.
Yeah.
So it really helped me just kind of just figure out different ways of knowing that there are different outlets that are there for me if one does not work.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And then what was it about because like you're saying there's so many different instruments and things like that. So what was it about drums then? Like, oh, that's my instrument. That's like where I want to go, what I want to learn. Like what was
I
about
just
the
want it to be
drums?
loud.
Okay. to be
I
heard.
wanted to be loud. I've always been that girl. I like the first instrument I always wanted to play was actually the saxophone. And
Mm,
my mom was just like, "Oh, that's not feminine enough. It's gonna make your cheeks blow up and all this stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So the next one was drums. I didn't care about the guitar. I didn't care about
mhm,
anything else. I was just like, "This seems like a lot of fun, and I really want to do it."
mhm.
Um and then again with the inclusion of DC go-go music, that really like I think for me really drove that being like I want to do that.
Okay.
Hmm.
And then, yeah, like back to what you're saying of now you have this massive toolbox of things that you can go to yeah, express yourself, to process things. Like I know you can be at times like vocal about, yeah, like mental emotional health or things that you're going through. Um so yeah, how has just music itself, whether that's just that you're listening to or that you are creating yourself or through other mediums, yeah, do you find yourself that you lean um into certain ones at certain times, or like that you've had some really pivotal moments, in your life when you're maybe having those bigger dark nights of the soul that like how do those tools then help you like dig yourself back out of it and find yourself again?
I find that especially when I'm in a low, I I use mostly visual art in that
Okay.
sense of just drawing.
Mm,
That's kind of what happened again because I had abandoned it for a while.
mm-hmm.
I was in my first band. And when that started to dissolve and then COVID hit, I was alone. I lived by myself. We couldn't play music anymore together for real like that. So I was trying to
Mm,
figure out ways for myself to not be in my head with the terrible thoughts. So I just started drawing. And the
mm.
first person I drew actually is because of you was what's his face? The guy you were like, "Hey, this guy's like really great. I think, you will be like
Oh, yeah. I linked you guys up through Instagram.
yeah."
Of course, yeah, I'm now, Jesus, I'm
I know
having
he's my
brain
friend and
fart. I
I'm
feel so,
I
yeah, I know. And I'm like, I'm like, why when I get put on the spot for things, my mind's like, "Bleh." Like I turn into a goldfish.
Philip. His name is Philip.
Philip,
Philip.
yes. Philip, we love you. Sorry,
Yeah, I
I
love
blame it
Philip.
on perimenopause.
Philip, like when you made that connection, I don't know if you know, but like we did like create a really strong friendship out of that.
Yeah,
And
yeah, he told
so
me as well. Yeah.
yeah, and so we talked like all the time, especially like before even COVID even like hit. So like because of that, I was like, okay, I want to draw and do things, but I also like let me pick someone meaningful. So I picked
Mm,
him, um, and he encouraged me to keep doing it.
hmm.
So I just kept every time I was just like having a bad time, I would actually either go draw or buy a new plant. It was so funny.
I understand.
I
Plant
need to
friend or
like give myself something to like nurture. So
Mhm.
but like no, like the drawing was super helpful. It then turned into this thing that really helped like open a lot more doors for me at the time so I wouldn't feel as
Mm,
lonely.
yeah.
And then with music, oh wow, music was just in a way like I don't know if I get emotional about it. It's so stupid if I feel stupid.
Okay.
But like
No.
it's like playing drums, right? So like even though my first band it was it ended terribly, but the whole
Mhm.
process of like creating with other people
Mhm.
and having everyone else's like you're like literally like tossing all of your heart and all of the different things that you're feeling into this one space and creating something for other people that connect with it. And so having different people either coming up to us and being like my friend Sin was like, "Hey, I went through a bad breakup and this is really helping me get through the day. I listened to it in the shower." Um or like different people coming up to me in particular and being like, I don't see any other like black female drummers, and you're doing this thing. It just like really was connecting. Like I remember we played in North Carolina, and this woman came up to me and was just like, thank you so much. I want my daughter to play drums. And
Mhm.
now you're the person who I can take to my husband and being like, you need to take this seriously. And it reminded me of when people weren't taking me seriously of wanting to
Yeah.
play drums. And I was like, get her these drum sets and get her this. And like just telling her about like the reasons why I got into it, and like what it just would, it doesn't matter. Even if I fucking hated my bandmates, I knew as soon as we got on stage we were gonna do something that was really empowering and really strong for a lot of different people who haven't seen like people making this type of music and showing this anger, showing vulnerability. And
Mm.
so watching people's faces as they're connecting with that is just like, it's like very woo woo shit for me, where it's just like on another
Yeah.
plane where it's just like you're connecting energies with each other, you know, and it's
Mhm.
just a very beautiful thing. And so it just keeps making me want to do it, to the point where now I'm in two bands that I love and I'm
Mm.
very, 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 very proud of, and
Yeah.
having people literally crying at my shows
Mm.
and just like saying the things like I've heard before, but like now it's like having random people I haven't seen in years coming up to me and being like, I see you. Thank you so much. Like, they're like, I saw you with your other band, but like, I remember you. I remember your energy. I remember like what you were doing there, and now you're with these other bands, and it's so cool to see like your energy is being respected. And
Yeah.
these are people I don't know, right? So it's really cool to feel like that. I know it's a full circle moment for me, because as an artist, I've been kind of, again, trying to find my space and trying to connect, because that's the way I found art. So
Yeah.
now to have that with other people is really, really like a really, really, really cool feeling.
And like you're saying, like being able to like pass that torch in a way to like that woman's daughter, be like, yes, like please,
Yeah.
like push her in that direction, like encourage her and like give her, yeah, the tools to start with. Like that's so,
Or even
yeah,
like
that's
there's
so beautiful.
this wonderful folk artist in Philly. Her name is Suge Daniels, and she came up to me like last year. I've known her for a while, and it like I was like, don't make me cry before my show. But she came up to me and she was just like, I've been watching you for a while, and it's really
Mm.
empowering to watch you on stage. Like, I was just like, what is happening? Because she in herself is an amazing musician, has
Mhm.
so many accomplishments, and was just like, no, I really want you to know, like, I used to come and see you at all the Full Bush shows and to
Okay.
watch you. She was like, you were the reason I came, because
Mm.
seeing you on stage was like amazing. I don't see any of us like that on stage like that, and especially because of the type of music I play. Like no matter
Mhm.
what band, I'm a very like I'm a very like they called me a hard-hitting drummer
Oh yeah.
because I
Shocking.
smash the drums. I smash them. And I don't know any other way. I was taught by a progressive metal drummer. Like I didn't really chance. But, and he never stopped me. And that was the great thing with my drum instructor. He
Mm.
always encouraged me to be like, he was like, make sure you breathe, don't hold your breath,
Yeah.
but make sure, like, he just really would encourage me. He would never, there was no like, oh, you're a girl. No, no, it was always like, no, we're gonna make you the best at the style and what you're naturally already doing. And
Mhm.
I always really, really, really appreciated that, because a lot of men in the music industry are not like that. So,
No.
for Suge to come up to me and be like, thank you so much for what you do. And thank you so much for like, so we were just like, just two black girls just crying at the show. And it really just like really touched my heart, because I was like, I felt seen, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so healing as a artist
Yeah.
to be like recognized in that way. It's like your inner child
Yeah.
being validated, like everything that brought you up to that moment. It's like, oh, okay, it was worth
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It was worth it.
Sorry,
Exactly. It was
You know what's so funny about this man too? He
uh-huh.
then added me on Facebook and
Uh-huh.
started commenting on all the visual art I was doing.
Okay.
And was just like, oh, this is great. This is this. And I was like, thanks. Thanks so much. Thank you.
Like, is this your way of apologizing without apologizing? Hmm. People be funny, especially men. And their big egos.
Yes.
Well, yeah, since you already kind of were bringing up that woo-woo spiritual piece. So yeah, what is your relationship to that? Like, were you always kind of aware that something else is happening when you are channeling, whether it be a piece of art or music? And I know, and I've seen this with other musicians I've known when I'm just sitting in the room while people are practicing and whatnot. It's like something chemical happens in the room and it's just purely magical. It's hard to put words to it. So were you always aware of the connective tissue that like spirit, source, universe, just connecting to energies you cannot see? Were you always aware of that, like channeling, whether it was drawing, textiles, or music, or when you're in that collaborative space with others, or has that awareness like in a conscious way, like evolved the more you did that work and as you got older?
The latter. Because I think for
Mm.
me, I was always just trying not to fuck something up. I was just trying to like be good enough because I
That's
was very aware that even like in the visual art realm, I was very aware that my peers were so talented and not a dig at myself, but definitely had more like just had really honed in their skills. So I just felt like I was always trying to play catch up for like the longest time.
right.
And I think the more I surrounded myself with people that were just building upon community and surrounding myself with people who were encouraging and like encouraged me to let go and not think about just create, it
Hmm.
really helped me just try and just breathe, as my trauma instructor would say. I have his words in my head sometimes, where it's
Uh-huh.
just trying to let go and enjoy the moment, even if it might sound stupid. And I think one of the first times for me was in my first band. We were having practice. We got so stoned. Well, not all of us. Me and the bassist. And we
Hmm.
were writing this one song because we had been having a lot of conversation. Our band was doing pretty well. But we were having a conversation about how we really wanted our lead singer to like scream a bit more, and she had never really done that because she comes from a jazz background.
Mm.
And I and the rest of the band were just like, just try it out, just like jamming, giving her space with the new song that we were working on. And she just naturally, we were just like the locking in of the eyes. You could see it. There's always something, just the circular, like locking in of
Mhm.
the eyes. And she just like let out a belt. And she was like, oh, that felt so good. And just from there, it was just like, it transferred into like, I don't know. I don't know what me and the bassist were doing that one night, but we also just play. I think I just hit the cymbal for 5 minutes and like a snare while she just jammed on something. But it was like, I don't know. It just became a thing of learning how to jam with people is a really
Mhm.
great way of letting go and learning how to connect with other people and what their wavelength is and trying to be
Yeah.
like, okay, let me try this out. Let me hop in here for a little bit. Let me see what your pool feels like. Let me see, what the current is.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really, really cool. And when I went into my two current bands, it really, really blossomed for me. That's when I really felt like a musician, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
because it was with people who, like, we were in community with each other. We shared the same beliefs. We really looked out for each other. And that trust you can build with other musicians, it just helps you take that, whatever is happening within your band, to other spaces and be like, I want to play with this person. I want to see what they're doing. Like it helps you just be a little bit more vulnerable in what you're doing. And now I just feel so comfortable in going into band practice and just being like, especially with my, not in my punk band necessarily, we're all homies, like that's always fine. But with like the prog rock band I'm in, where it's a lot more Kulfi Girls, where it's just like there's so much going on,
Mm-hmm.
but because we are locked in, because we are feeling each other, because we are all not even necessarily on the same, it's just like complementary, where it's like you can see all the different like colors and the
Mm-hmm.
flows. You're just like
Mm-hmm.
really jamming with each other and people being open to different ideas, and it's creating this like you think it's going to be this one thing and it turns out to be something totally different that you're just like, holy shit, that's really cool. That's like really fucking cool. So like I just feel like just being able to be, and I talk about this a lot just in general, in community, finding your different types of community who you can really lock in with, that it doesn't have to be people you see every day or whatever, but finding people who can give you advice, who can teach you how to let go, who can teach you how to see things in a different perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and be very receptive, and having that be a two-way street really does something for when you're trying to create, because you do end up creating something that you don't even know if someone else needs that or want, like you don't
Mm-hmm.
know if you're creating something that's going to help someone else, that's going to like make them blossom to what they want to do. So
Mm-hmm.
like for me, one of those things was we were looking for a new vocalist for my punk band, and one of the people we didn't choose came up to me at a show and was like, "You really inspired me, you and your band." So I'm creating like, what are they creating? Like, it's a punk band, but it's really heavily, deeply rooted in traditional African music and drums and instruments and things like that, which I
Mm-hmm.
thought really, really cool. And they're like, "I'm so excited to show it to you." I'm like, yes, tell me when that's happening. I would love to hear it. Like, let's go. And
Mm-hmm.
they're younger, they're like 24. So,
Okay.
like, for them, they were not a musician.
Mm-hmm.
And they came in and now they're starting a whole new project because of this thing that they put themselves out there for. So
Mm-hmm.
it's those things of like creating opportunities. You're creating different ways for other people to actually also experience different things in their lives as well, which is like a really, really beautiful thing. And then that also starts to meld with each other. It's like I love it. So,
Yeah, that like butterfly effect of how inspiration works and just like and too and just you again back to that like being vulnerable as an artist and putting yourself out there and being courageous and brave in that act then like gives other people the permission slip like oh I think maybe I can do the same thing like,
yeah.
so it's just and you clearly it seems like you've done that for so many people it's like just being you is enough
Yeah. And
and
also
that
being
alone
like your flaws too, which is like the
mhm,
biggest thing a lot of people hide, is like I was a terrible drummer for a very long time. And but still being open and talking about like also what you suck at, what you failed at, what you need to improve on, like personally and otherwise, also opens the door for other people to be able to do that as well, you know?
mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it almost brings me back to how we are like that one consciousness piece. Like, oh, we are all connected in this way and one or here to really like help each other move along to like the next phase or like path of our life. And how important it is to show up to our own life because yeah, you don't know how that's going to affect other people around you, whether it's just like one conversation, like one short conversation, or just even smiling at someone or them coming to your show. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, we never know how it's gonna.
Do you remember or have you heard of Afropunk?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I
So
know like a ton, but.
So it was a documentary about Black folks, Black and Brown
Mhm.
folks in New York, and it blossomed to this festival. And the creator he eventually stepped away. But that, talking about connective tissue, that the
Mm-hmm.
guy who created it, his name's James Spooner.
Okay.
And I was just like so kind of obsessed with the documentary. And every single Black person I saw, I was just like, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna watch this. This is what we're doing today. And it didn't matter if they were in the punk scene. It just was just like, I wasn't even in the punk scene. I was just like, we need to watch this. And it just did something for me as a person to just be like, wow, there's other types of things I could be doing. Okay. So I followed this man's journey
Mm.
to this day, to the point where he was a tattoo artist, and then he was an illustrator for a while. He still does tattoos, but he's bringing back he's a book writer now.
Mm.
And I bought his book, and because I'm in the punk community now, I've been able to meet him several different times.
Mm.
To the point where like I'm part of a festival that happens every year for Black
Mm.
and Brown folks, and
Which is called.
it's called Break Free Fest.
Oh,
We are in the 8th year. Um,
nice.
and I am so honored to be part of the fest. It's like my 3rd year. I had always heard about it. My friend Josh, I love my friend Josh. He'd just be like, you should go, you should go, you should go. And I'd be like, ah. So I finally went, and he was like, I told you. Also, Josh is not Black. Josh is as white as can be. But,
Hey, ghost. No,
but
I have no idea.
he was so lovely, and he like, oh, I love that man. But like he's always been super encouraging and being like
Mm.
helping you find different communities. Again, finding people who see you.
Yeah.
So I went to one of the like my first Break Free Fest, and I was like, I definitely want to be involved in this. Immediately like email the person who created it, and they were
Mm.
like, yeah, I'm on board. But James Spooner was there, and I went up to him and I was like, I don't know if you remember me. I had booked you at ECU at my college years ago to come and speak. I bought your painting. I was like fangirling, and he was like, oh no, I've heard of you and your band before. Like, yeah, da 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 da. I was like, this is so great. But now, flash forward a few months ago, I did a mixer for BIPOC Femmes and Punk,
Mm.
and it was a wonderful, basically sold out event. And he had shared the flyer, and he was like,
Okay.
"I don't know whose event this is, but this is fucking cool as shit." And I was like, "It's not," because we follow each other online now. And he was like, "Oh, that's great. I have another book coming out. Would you want to help me with my book release in Philadelphia?" I was like, what is going on? Like, me? Me? So like that's
What?
happening. I'm going to be helping him with his book release. So I'm just like, this is kind of wild that someone I've been very like that has influenced
Like,
me,
yeah, a
and
little
has done something,
fangirl, but yeah.
has just really, really kind of like now we're gonna connect and do something together. And that's like a really beautiful thing. I'm just
Mm.
like, oh, this is wonderful. Wonderful.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love how like synchronicities and cycles, I don't know, yeah. But like you're saying, it's part of that connective tissue.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Um, yeah, I guess what has been some of your, I mean, you've kind of spoken to this a little bit, but like, I guess if there's some biggest like lessons that have like stood out a lot that you still kind of carry with you, like that wisdom that you've really gained that like continues to hold you as you evolve as an artist and creative, or like advice that you also have been given by others, then
Yeah.
keeps you
Keep your
going.
body. Make sure you're
Mm.
breathing.
Yeah.
You know?
Back to the
You
breath. Yeah. Somatics.
like just like I feel like a lot of us hold so much tension in our bodies and we don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I did not know. Mine were in my shoulders, and I would just do this all the time, and I didn't
Not much.
know
Well, I'm leaning on the table.
until my friend
Nostril.
pointed my friend pointed it out to me one day, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know," and I just like let go. But like, I mean, I was like, it was
Yeah.
bad. And I just, that's always in my head, is just like, check in. Are you breathing? Are you
Mhm.
actually relaxing, staying grounded?
Mhm.
And I mean like physically, sometimes just putting my feet on the ground and just taking those deep breaths.
Yeah.
Um, Also, don't be afraid to create something that is ugly or just bad, and don't feel the need to like the, oh, it has to be perfect and you have to share it and you have to do all this stuff, and like you
Mhm.
don't. I feel like creating for self is something a lot. There's a lot of stuff I do for myself I have never shown anyone, and I think that is something, especially in the world we live in right now. A lot of people feel like, oh, I need to show people this perfect drawing, this perfect whatever, to show that I'm, to like, to validate myself. And it's like, no, you don't have to do that. You can literally just do something fun. Just like play kitty time and treat your inner child and just be like, what do I want to do? Like, what do I want? I'm like literally staring at a bass and I've been learning how to play like
Mm.
slowly. Or
Mhm.
like, there's all these other things that I feel like a lot of people are so scared to try because they're gonna fail. It's like, so what if you fail? Like, what are the things you're gonna learn from that? What's the new
Mhm.
cool thing you're gonna learn from failing that is going to give you something else that you're gonna be so deeply in love with about yourself? And
Mhm.
I feel like more of us need to just let go and just really dive a bit deeper into that.
Embrace failure, because
Yeah,
with that comes growth and wisdom. I mean,
absolutely.
did you have to learn that though, or have you always been like okay with failing?
Oh, I had to learn that.
Yeah.
To learn that, and I that came from my ex-husband and our marriage failing,
No.
and really going to my first therapist because of that, and holding a lot of stuff in that I just kind of put all blame on myself.
Mm.
And she really helped me work through a lot of that, of being like, it's okay if it didn't work out. It's okay if like you also messed up and you did this thing. It's okay that, it's just like, that's what happens. It doesn't make you a terrible person. It doesn't make you like this. Because I used to have really bad self-talk, and
Yeah.
she would really be the one to nip that in the bud and be like, don't do that. We're not doing that today. We're not doing that. Like, we are not doing that whatsoever. You need to start journaling again, and you need to figure out like why this is happening and why you think you deserve to feel this way, because you don't need to feel this way. And
Mm.
it took a lot from that session, and I really thank her for that, because it applies throughout everything in my life. Because anytime I would fail, it would just be it for me. It was never like, oh, I failed this. It was, I'm terrible. I'm the worst. I suck. Just like for days,
Yeah.
days and days and days. And I don't know if you remember Meme, but like
Mm.
she's another person from ECU, and we just became
Mhm.
like, she's like one of my best friends. And she really is another person who really helped me see like, no, like this is not what's going on. Very honest critique of my work, but was never like just talking shit about me.
Mhm.
And it was really encouraging to hear that, like, those two perspectives, into being like, you are a flawed human being. It does not make you a bad human being. And I think a lot of times people think those are the same thing, and and it's really harmful to anything that's going to bring you joy in your life, to really be like, you are undeserving because you fucked something up, or you made a
Mhm.
mistake, or whatever happened. And I'm so incredibly thankful for that, and like people like that in my life, because what was it, this one friend called it catastrophizing sometimes in your mind, of just being
Mhm.
like, oh my god. And it's just like, let's bring it back. Let's again, the grounding. Let's really
Like,
sit and
what's
really.
actually happening around you in this moment? Like, oh, no, nothing is actually on fire. Like, I'm still here.
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
alive.
And I think a lot,
Yeah.
again, another part of it for me also is the internalizing of
Yeah.
a lot of like things people would say to me as
Mhm.
a Black woman, And it was really hard to hear because I was just like, what are you talking about? So for instance, just people just like making assumptions about who I am, what I liked, what I would do, how I'd move because I'm a loud black woman. And so it was just a lot of things of unpacking of being like, this isn't, I'm internalizing all these really bad things a lot of people are saying to me
Mm,
that not happening. But I was like, oh, they see it, they're saying it, so it must be true.
yeah. So it
And
almost became like your own internal dialogue as
yeah,
well. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And that is so dangerous, especially for
Yeah.
someone like myself who has chronic depression. So that's why I say a lot of time. That's why I was saying before, like Philly was so helpful because in North Carolina, there were so many people like that who would
Mm,
talk really weird to me. And I would just be like, I don't know if you're my friend. I don't know if there's a very small group still there in North Carolina. I love,
mm,
I heavily fuck with because they are just really great people. But for the majority of people I knew, and this is why a lot of people are like, a day doesn't talk to me anymore. It's because like you're not a good person.
mhm.
And it doesn't mean I don't need to give you a goodbye wave or anything. It's just like I don't want to be part of a toxic friendship or placating someone because, oh, this person's funny, so they can say these really messed up things. I don't want to be
Mm,
part of that anymore. Like that's, or at all, period. And when I moved to Philly, I found myself involved with people who were just like, oh no, that person said something really whack. Don't accept that. That's really messed up. Or like, I remember me and my ex-husband coming out of our house and like this guy was making monkey noises at me and we ended up at the same bar. Past exes would have been like too afraid to say anything. My ex went up to him and went, just put his, just like, was like, what were you saying? Woo woo? What? You know? And the guy was so
mhm.
afraid. It's just like having people who will defend you, whether you were
Yeah.
there, whether you're not in the room,
Yeah.
people who will be honest with you, but people who will support you and uplift you and really give you the nurture and the love, and you can also pour back into those people knowing that they are a safe person as well. That's such a like
Yeah.
really 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 big thing for me.
Yeah, just like actual healthy reciprocal relationships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I feel a lot of people think they're in it and they're not, and I think
Yeah.
people are afraid to be vulnerable or like I don't know, they have to keep up appearances or they have to be friends with, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. There will always be people there who will match your energy. So if you
Hmm.
put out toxic energy and you put out those toxic vibes into the spaces, there are going to be less people who are going to want to be around you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though there are definitely lots of enablers, so
Oh yeah.
unfortunately.
Oh yeah. Oh being in the music industry, I see that quite frequently.
Oof.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The egos or yeah, with all their bad, unhealthy habits and pretending that it's actually okay when it's so destructive. Yeah. Um, you spoke to an earlier little piece in that part of how people need to get better at like letting go. Um, is that something you've now also had to learn to get better at practicing when it comes to, especially I feel like with music where you're just um able to still make it for yourself at the end of the day because then you like have to like let it go out into the universe again because you have no idea like how is this gonna land, is anyone gonna care, is anyone gonna like this, and just like to totally detach yourself from any outcome, like has that also been a very long practice in itself?
My first band because a lot of
Yeah.
people actually did not like that band. They
uh
were like that band was like a thing. Like I think our first album came out, people were really into it. And we were like, oh, this is exciting to see all the reviews, seeing all this stuff. And then
mhm.
the new music started to come out and it was just like I remember we had an EP come out and it was supposed to be in Brooklyn Vegan. And at the last minute they dropped it. They were like, nah, we don't like this anymore. No, like literally the day before it was supposed to go get published. And I remember being so upset And like looking back now, I'm just like, nah, they were right. Brooklyn Vegans was right. But also, I think through that process of from that time of that denial from them and
Mm,
moving forward and creating, I just really learned that there will always be something for everyone, right? So
mhm,
like because of that and learning to be like, not everyone's gonna like what you put out there. Even as a writer,
mhm,
like there are people who just like don't really mess with my writing because it's on the sadder side. But like
mm,
still I'm a published writer because of like I've gotten submissions into different books and things like that. But it's
mhm,
just learning that, it's okay. Like it's absolutely okay. And you can also still feel bad. You can still feel sad about it. Like that's okay. Like leave room for yourself to like still feel your emotions, but
totally.
like don't hang on to that because my current partner has like he really helped me in being like, sometimes a day. He's like, we'll have times where we're supposed to do something and you're just real sad about something and it will go on sometimes for days
Mhm,
and it affects everything we have to do.
yeah,
And he's like, I don't like that because it doesn't have to take up all of your mental headspace. We
mhm,
can still be sad, but if this thing didn't work out, let's try and like have this moment for sadness, yes, but like a week later, you should still not be in this heavy space. Like, let's try and move through it and like, okay, let's go out and like go play DDR, like Dave and Buster's. Let's go do something else, to like try and get you out of the funk because I do
mm,
have a tendency to just like,
stew in it and
yeah, yeah. So
ruminate.
it's
Yeah.
yeah, it takes time and I think that, you know, I've really come to a place where I just want to not be so sad anymore.
Mm,
There's just so much like I have a very yes, like a lot of sad crap has happened to me in my life, but also
yeah.
I'm turning 39 this year.
Mhm,
And the past few years have gotten to a place where I'm just like, I don't know what the hell's going to happen in this country, in this
yeah,
world, whatever is
right.
happening. All I want is just to be and feel joy and
Mhm,
like spread that. So even if I'm sad, I'll be angry and I'll still go and play video games or just still try and find the little things that will I'm like finding because with my new therapist, she's really helped me in being like, let's find ways even if you are feeling in like very deeply down sad, you can
mhm,
find the little things that will actually bring you joy, whether it's like cuddling with my cat or my
mhm,
pterodactyl dog or whatever that might look like. It's just really not, you know, feeding into the sadness this capitalistic society is trying to bring us down in. So
uh-huh. Just crush our soul a little bit each day.
it's like
Yeah,
yeah, I
and I
was
think there's
talking.
a lot of like rebellion in
Yeah.
the act of like, no, you cannot kill me. Like, you're not going to destroy my heart and my spirit, my creativity, my artistry. It's like, fuck that.
Yep.
Like, because then that is them winning.
Yep.
Like, yeah, giving over to their bullshit. It's like, I'm great. I want it to all burn down, but being in the center of it burning down is uncomfortable.
hmm
Um,
But change is uncomfortable.
it, yeah,
I think it's another
yeah,
thing. Yeah, it
but
just
it's like
changes.
constant. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we cannot run away from it. It's like we're
Exactly.
always, in a way, every day is also a death
Mm-hmm.
because it's gonna end and you
Yep.
don't get it back.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
so it's just, yeah, that is one constant thing that we kind of have to learn our best way to embrace. I'm glad that, yeah, you've had, yeah, you're saying yes. And I know a lot of things have happened that I don't even have awareness around to the depths of that. But then you've spoken so much too to like how many beautiful things have actually happened in your life, like the people that have like stepped up and encouraged you, and yeah, your journey with art and music itself seems like a lot of magical things have happened too in your life
I mean,
uh
what? Like
in that realm.
next month, I'm freaking opening up for IC and Body Count. Like playing a main stage of a
Seriously?
festival.
What?
Yeah.
You're just holding on to that one?
It is
Woman.
bizarre. It's random. Because it's just like I said, all these small things are happening. They're just like, oh my god, what's going on? And then with like even my
Uh-huh.
other band, you know the band Motion City Soundtrack?
Yeah, I've definitely heard of them.
So like
I
basically
can't
they're
think
the
of the music.
producer who did their album and like a bunch of big pop punk albums like from
Okay.
2000s reached out to my band to be
Mm-hmm.
like, hey, want to work on a song together? I was like, what is going on?
Excuse me?
Happening because and that's what I mean. It's like you can tell for like not like you can tell the difference between like my first band, like how it connects with people versus like the two current bands. It's like
Mm-hmm.
there's something going on that people are deeply connecting with. And I think
Mm-hmm.
because of that people want to like, elevate it, which is really, really cool, but also like, yeah, no, I'm literally gonna see Ice-T in like a month.
How did And then next time I'll talk to you like, yeah, we're best buds now. Now I'm helping him with his next project. Um,
I will be there, be like, whatever you need. He's
how
bringing
did
his
that
daughter.
happen?
Huh?
How did that happen? That gig? How did that come to be?
So we're playing at this festival called Camp Pennsylvania. So this is the third
Okay.
year we're playing. And the first year we got on, I think it's through just like punk connections, like the one of the main people, Laura Rose, who runs it, had us on. I was like, great, this is fun. And then every time we've gone, we just have the biggest turnout of any show we've ever had to the point where last
Mm.
year we played, they have like a shadow stage, which is like later at night.
Okay.
And all we see is like people be like, Soji's coming, just wave of people just coming towards us. We're like, what is going on? It's just like little kids, like this little boy ran up and grabbed my drumstick, and like it was so weird. And then, like I said before, our vocalist decided to like leave,
Mm.
and Laura Rose reached out. She's like, I know, like you're finding someone else, but like, would you still want to play next year? I was like, I don't know. It's like 3 years in a row. And this is not a smaller festival. This is like a lot of people come out for it. And I was like, I don't know, we'll see. And then she just kept messaging me and kept messaging me. I was like, okay, if we find someone, yes,
Hmm.
absolutely, tentatively. She's like, okay, great, because I want you to open for Pup, which is a really big band. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. I love Pup. Done. She's like, okay, cool, because we're also like, be great, have you. And then also, I'm talking to IC's people to get body count. I was like, oh, that'll be really cool. Not thinking of anything else. Like, Pup was great enough for me because they're really, really great.
Hmm.
And then a few weeks later, she messages me and is like, so we got Ice T and Body Count. Do you want to open for them instead? I said, yes.
Is this a real question? Like,
Freaking out. I was like, what is going on? And so we're on the main stage. We're literally like in the opening acts for Body Count. And
God,
it it
I
is
wish I could be there.
it is it is, and they're gonna record everything, so I'm just hoping there's a way we could just like even just go and meet him and just like be like, thank you so much. Because my partner also loves him too, and like has a like
Mm.
vinyl body count and all this stuff. So it's like I know. I feel like I didn't ask for that. She just, it was just, again, it was, I'm so grateful for that because again, it's just this woman who's just like doing really great things in the scene. Again, she created this festival with
Mm,
some of her friends to like really empower the community around her. And then also one of her big things is empowering women and queer people in the music industry, in the punk scene. And she
mhm,
really, really enjoys what my punk band does because all women of color except for
right.
my partner. And so it's just like who purposely wears a bandana over his face. So it's
Mm,
like this thing of just like really coming out with like again showing all these different vibes and personality on stage and seeing how it connects with all these like people in the crowd. And a lot of our fans are dads that come to our sets because they bring their kids. They're like, this is so cool. One guy was just like, hey, I started this page for my son so he could see all the different types of people who are not men in punk music, and it's really important for me to have like something from y'all to give to my son. And
mhm.
that's really fucking cool. um
Yeah.
so like we're always going to be connected, and she's helped me with some things for Break Free Fest as well. So it's
Mm,
just one of the things where I'm just like so thankful for her because I can really feel the way she just shows up for me and our band is just very supportive, and I'm forever grateful for. I'm like just she's amazing. She's amazing.
that's freaking cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so and where is that happening? In Philly
That
or
that is in Gilbert, PA, which is closer to the
Gilbert?
Poconos.
Okay.
So it is like really close to New York. And it's close for me
Mm,
too. It's only an hour and some away, so it's not super far. But we usually make a whole weekend of it. It's June 19th to the 21st, and we
mm,
play on the 21st. Um, and it's like old school, like big old school bands, and also newer up and coming bands
okay.
and mixing in like even smaller bands so everyone gets to connect with different levels of musicians and where everyone is, and it's just really cool. It's just like it really is like feels like just camp. So we
Mm.
just go for the
Adult
weekend.
camp. That's awesome.
Yes. And I texted her yesterday. I was like, so if we roll up with a kiddie pool, she was like, I will be there every day. I was like, oh my God, you're so fucking cool. I love you, Laura. Um, but yeah, it is always a blast, and you make new friends every year.
Mm,
And just people are just like, especially I get worried sometimes because we are a leftist punk band. We're very, very, very straightforward with like what we say, what we believe, and I get
mm,
nervous sometimes because of the places we go. But every
mm,
time, like, I'm just,
yeah.
you know, I'm just blown away. I'm just like, yes. So it's just it's fun. It's the only place I actually feel any kind of modicum of celebrity that will ever happen
Okay.
to me in my life.
Hey,
Because we'll just be like
you
walking
never say
around.
never, girl. You seem like you're kind
Okay.
of on this very interesting trajectory, so I wouldn't be surprised if it just keeps going up. Yeah.
I look at Manic and Pussy because they're from Philly, and I'm friends with them, and seeing how they went from playing these small clubs and then going on tour with them being a terrible merch person for them. Um, and they went on tour with Japanese Breakfast, and seeing that stage, and then now they're literally opening up Florence and the Machine, like big arena
Damn.
stadiums. And
Yeah.
so watching like that kind of band just kind of grow, it gives me hope that I don't know, just I don't really go like, hey, I want to be this massive whatever. I want to be like Thundercat status, Willow Smith,
Okay.
where it's like lots of respect from the musical community. I can work
Mhm.
with whoever I want to work with. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So like be able to move around because for me it's just
Like
like I don't
creative
care.
freedom. Kind of. Yeah.
Exactly. I want to do what Thundercat does. Thundercat used to play in like Suicidal Tendencies, which is a punk
Mhm.
band. Now does like weird jazzy fusion funk stuff, and now has a he just came out with an album with Willow. So it's
Mm.
just like he's like a representative of something I really enjoy, of someone who has this freedom and it's just he has a great time. You just look at that man every time, he's having a great time, and that's all I want.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
the
I want.
joy. Yeah. Give us more joy and fun. Play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life is
Mhm.
too damn short and there's enough chaos out there.
Yeah.
So I guess is that maybe you wanna because I want to ask like what are you most excited about that like you're creating right now or about to step into creating? I was like that show sounds like it definitely could be one of them. But yeah, is there anything else that's like brewing or on the horizon?
Um, my punk band is like getting a lot heavier and purposefully because
Mm,
I'm really enjoying it because again, as mostly consisting of femmes, it's not seen a lot in the music industry, especially in the punk scene.
hmm
A lot of it leans a lot more like poppier, but we're like, oh no, we already started pretty harsh. We want to get harsher, and more aggressive and more in your face. And for me, that means so much because I can let out frustrations. But
hmm
also, again, it's that a next step of like, hey, this is another version of what you could do. This is another version of different bass riffs. This is another version of like, because I don't play like a lot of like other punk drummers in that I'm not the most technical, but I also think differently in how formatting music, and then I get to connect with other people and like new things create from there. But I'm really
hmm
excited to work on new things with them and like the journey we're about to go on with that band after even body count, that whole thing happens. We're touring, we're coming out to North Carolina,
Yeah,
Virginia,
I was gonna ask.
in October.
Okay.
So we're going to be on a little mini tour, which I'm very excited about because we have not done a longer tour like that yet. And then it's going
hmm
to be my stomping ground.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited.
Wait, when are those dates? God, I hope it's not when I'm out of town.
It
When are
is, look, I can look at my phone. I can tell you right now.
everybody who's in
It
North Carolina
is
or
October 14th to the 19th.
okay. I
Mm-hmm.
think I should be back.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah,
What
we're in
oh where yeah, where in North Carolina?
Asheville,
Okay.
Greensboro, and Durham.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll try and make the Durham would be probably closer.
Because where are you now?
And I get to hug you in person.
It's gonna be
See you.
so yes, it's
I'm
gonna be good.
I'm uh I'm in Wilmington. I moved back to yeah. So my parents are here. My sister's more up in like Pittsburgh, but so I did make the move back. I don't want to stay here, but it's been a nice just like slow down for a bit. Um and regroup and all those things. Be in more nature. I've appreciated that. Um but
That would be fun. And then my other band is releasing a double vinyl
ooh, okay.
in God. What is today's date?
21st.
In 8 days, the double vinyl is officially
Okay.
out. Which is really
Ooh.
fun because that seems to be the more like, more people enjoy that music because it's not as harsh.
Uh-huh.
Um, but it's so much fun. It like our
Mhm.
lead singer, she's Indian and plays
Yes.
a traditional Indian instrument called the veena.
Yeah.
And it's
So
so
cool.
beautiful because also like the music itself, it's so many different genres all in one. And
Mhm.
working on a new album right now, but the band itself, you never know. Like one of our songs is like a more like it's just like very Black Sabbathy like metal, but with the
Mhm.
veena in it. Like the veena is always the lead instrument, so there's always so much like random stuff happening in our music because it is a very special place for me where I think like, all right, our bassist also plays flute, mandolin, piano. She plays like 10 other instruments. So we can come in and just be like, oh, we want to try this. Okay, we're going to add some electronic stuff because in our double album, the double vinyl, we remastered the original one to have
Mhm.
jungle beats in the middle, or like interludes and things like that. So it's like, and that's
Cool.
from like our lead singer and her wife who plays guitar. Like they were like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh, we think this would be really cool," and it's just like, "Oh my God, this is fantastic!" It just gives another layer to the music. So it makes
Mhm.
me very excited for what the future of that looks like because there's heavy interest, especially in that band, in
Yeah.
like a larger scale.
Mhm.
And I'm really curious to see what happens with it within the next year because um we keep getting larger and larger offers, and I'm curious to see especially what happens when the new album comes out because it is gonna
Mhm.
be even more like I think we were talking about like I think Abi, the lead singer, was like, "Oh, I don't know, maybe we'll show up and we'll have a folk song or something like that." Like you never know what we're gonna do.
Uh-huh.
Because we have a full on jazz song on the first album
Oh,
with
that's cool. Yeah.
our friend Ryan who plays saxophone from New York, and we do it live, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun. I'm having a great time.
That's
But
amazing.
there's a lot of cool
Yeah.
stuff happening. I'm also trying to learn how to open a music venue because that is on my list.
Ooh, okay.
So that is what I'm working on this year is learning different aspects of it. And I've known enough people in the music industry in Philadelphia and beyond who are willing to help me with like
Mm.
finding grants, finding spaces, things like that. Because for
Mhm.
me, that's like the next evolution is okay, I have walked into so many different spaces. This is how I can give back to people who are up and coming and want spaces or a third space in general because smaller clubs are disappearing because of Live Nation.
Yeah.
So it's really important to still keep the arts alive and
Mhm.
for younger people. So a lot of clubs are also 21 and over. What about the younger people who are like 18 who are starting their first band and you need to have some kind of thing to show off what you're doing. So what can I
Mhm.
do to give back to the community has like helped me out a lot. So
Mhm.
that's my next journey is doing that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And even people that aren't like even doing music, but like just the younger crowd to be able to get that inspiration and influence from like being able to go see those bands
Yeah.
in those smaller venues too.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, music, it's like universal language. It's
Yeah.
so powerful and healing.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you. God, it
Thank
sounds
you.
like so much, yeah, momentum,
Yeah.
it feels like happening right now.
Hmm.
That's so cool. Would
Yeah.
you speaking of giving back, would you, and maybe it'd be the same advice when you're talking about like breathing and grounding. Um, but like anyone that was like starting out, like what advice you would give like a up and coming, very new green musician
Um,
starting out?
start a band. Start a
Just
band.
start.
Just start. It can like I mean old school when you see people like starting in the garages or find a space, like just start jamming with people because
Mhm.
music is so much more than just playing. It is trying to learn how to work with other people. And
Yeah.
I feel like when you're also like doing that, you're also learning a lot about yourself and you're also
Mhm.
learning, do I want to play this instrument? That's a big one I've heard from people. Is like a lot of people will start off with guitar because that's I feel like a lot of people are just like, oh, I want to play, I'll do guitar. And then they're like, I hate this.
Mhm.
I learned how to play guitar. I hated it. Like I was just like, no, I don't want this. And for me, through playing drums, I was like, I want to learn how to play bass, you know? And I feel like it opens you up to like different things that you might be more spiritually connected with as like other instruments, other people, other thoughts of mine, and also different ways to even play that instrument. There's so
Mhm.
many different ways I've seen people play drums. There's so many
Mhm.
different ways I've seen people play guitar. Like I was just at a recording studio last night for my friend's band. I walked in and this band is like straight up rock band, amazing band. But I walked in and there's a lap steel guitar. I'm like, what the like and then the violin and it sounds like an orchestra. It's so beautiful. It
Yeah.
opens you up to learning like okay, I'm playing rock. It doesn't mean you have to shut this thing out. There's a great punk band
Mm,
that has a violin in it. There are two I can think of. There's Show Me the Body, and then there's also another one in Philly called Lostoma. There are
mm,
different ways you can create, and you won't know that unless you're just like, let me just go do this. Let me just go take a chance on myself. It doesn't matter. Again, just try. Just try.
mhm. It's like, just stop talking about it and just do it. It's
Mhm.
almost kind of like when your partner's like, just try the freaking drums.
Exactly. 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 And look where I am now. It's like
Yeah.
just take a chance on yourself. And I just wish more people would do that because it's just like you just never know what's gonna really come out of that.
Mm,
There's so many cool things that will come out of that. One of my favorite bands is called Mafa,
mhm,
and they call themselves Afro Progressive Punk. And they have like the standard, the drums, guitar, the bass, but they also have traditional hand drums
mm.
too. And my friend Nate is one of those drummers, and he just gets in the pit and like in a circle pit and to see people's faces every time because they don't know you can do things like that, and it's just
Yeah.
like you need to be able to give yourself the chance to see there are different types of amazing music being happening and being created that you don't know, maybe like that's what you're going to end up turning into, maybe it's not, but yeah.
It's so true though that like exposure to what other people are doing is so vital and important because I notice that in myself, like, because sometimes I feel like I don't let myself dream big enough until like I'll see someone do something. I'm like, oh, you can do that? Like, that's allowed? Like, I didn't know that was an option.
Exactly.
It's like I've noticed like I do need that. Like it's just someone has to like kind of start showing me other avenues and doors. I'm like, oh, okay. Huh. Like and then like that gets like the wheels spinning, which sometimes makes me feel sad about myself. Like, why do I have so many like but I'm like,
Right,
okay.
it's like the systems that we live in, right? That
Yeah,
continuously show us and tell us like that set us just set it up for us where we're like, okay, this is what it is. This is what
that's all you
you
get.
can. Yeah, and it's just like
Yeah.
once you start just like kicking that door down and just being like, man, that's when you start really just being like, I don't, what was it that someone said? Like you do what you can with the information that you know, and once you
Mhm.
do that, I feel like, and but still let yourself being open to that, like you can enjoy that. So just trying not to like be too down on yourself because you were living in a system that you didn't even know that was forced upon you. No?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to realize, yeah, in all the ways that it is affecting us.
Yeah.
Um, it's very sneaky that way on purpose.
Yeah.
They designed it that way for a reason.
Yeah.
And it seems like another big piece in there woven throughout this is like the authenticity seems to be very important.
Yeah.
Um, like the more
I
you
hate
let
when
yourself
people.
just like step into yourself,
Yeah.
but like, and like embodied more of yourself and just let that shine and kind of do whatever, like that seems to be like what people are like gravitating towards, right? It's like just you being your complete self. So, any other artist creative, I know it can be scary, but I think that is the most important, especially yeah, now and with everything going on in the world and social media. It's just like, just be you. Everyone else is taken. So, be your best weirdo self.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much. This was awesome. I really, really appreciate this. But yeah, so how can people find you? Like you have so many things coming up. How can they get your music? How can they go see your both bands? Yeah, and the bigger venues that you got coming up. How can they find you?
So If you want to add my personal page, just send me a
Mhm.
little message, because I've had people trying to steal my profile, so it's private now.
Oh, okay.
But on Instagram, folks can find me at plantains underscore and underscore Jen, because I love those two things very much. Um, and then my projects that I have right now, one, as I mentioned, is Break Free Fest, which is a BIPOC punk festival for Black and Brown folks in Philadelphia. It's in its 8th year. And it's going to be amazing. It is June 14th to the 16th. We're doing 3 days this year. And then another project I'm doing is called SOJI. That's one of my bands. It is a femme queer hardcore band. And we are playing Camp Pennsylvania along with Face to Face, Body Count, Vile, Pink Shift, Babe Haven, a lot of really, really great bands.
Mm.
Pucker Up, Shy Godwin, OBGMs from Canada. And that is happening from June 19th to 21st in Gilbert, Pennsylvania. And you can find us online at SOJI underscore band. And also we're streaming everywhere you get all your listening stuff at. And then Kulfi Girls is Kulfi Girls everywhere. And we are playing June 5th in Philly, Warehouse on Watts with Farewell Days, Mati Rodriguez and Eraser. June 6th at in Baltimore at Autobar. And then June 7th we're playing in Kingston at the Unicorn Bar with Meow Meow and Pucker Up, which is gonna be really, really fun. And we're releasing our double vinyl, which is dropping in like 8 days.
Okay.
But you can follow us on our social media because that's where everything lives. And then if you want to follow my music venue stuff, you can
Mm-hmm.
follow that journey at Debbie Rose Philly. Because that's gonna be the names named after both my maternal and paternal grandmothers.
Mm.
Um, and you can find all the information there, or if you even want to help and join that as well.
Mm.
um, I'm always a very busy person, but I'm always open to connecting with different people if we have the same beliefs and want to do the same thing for our community.
Awesome. So excited. All the things are
Also, if you're in
happening.
North Carolina, come say hi. When Soji comes on tour, yes, yes, I'll be posting that
Yes.
too.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. You said that's
yeah,
October, right?
yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, future dates. Awesome. Well, thank you so, so much for being here and sharing your story and your wisdom and your magic with the rest of us. I
Thank
miss
you
you,
for
and I
having
can't
me.
wait to see you. I'm so glad that I
Yeah,
will get to see you. I was hoping, I'm like, are they gonna come down here?
I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yay!
Yeah.
And then, yeah, hopefully all kinds of that'd be funny to almost have kind of like a little ECU reunion of sorts.
Oh yeah, because Kelly
But
already said she's coming, so Martha's gonna be there. Kelly's gonna be there.
I'm sure
I don't know
Sim
how many.
drag his butt.
Yeah, there are a
Um,
lot of people already because I posted on Jeff Blender who did the spaz. Uh,
mhm.
I was like, "Hey, the show's going on," and all the ECU people saw it and were like commenting. I was just like, "Yeah, this is gonna be a big ass reunion. I'm excited."
The best kind of way to have a college reunion.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you for being of service. Oh man. Yeah. I love it. All right. Well, love you, babe. And I guess I'll be seeing you in October. Thank you so much again for tuning in to Light, Shadow, and everything in between. I really hope that you enjoyed my time with Adesola. Yeah, I forgot to tell her. I still have all of her printmaking pieces that she gave to me before because I graduated before her. So she made sure to give me some of her pieces. I know a lot of us were always doing like art trades with each other, especially at the very end of school. Yeah, she's just so talented, and there's this depth, power, intensity to her that I've always loved and appreciated. And yeah, please find her. She'll be her bands, they'll be touring this summer, and they'll have some dates also, sounds like in the fall, like in October, they'll be coming to North Carolina for a few dates. I'm sure many other things that'll continue to brew and happen in near future dates. And checking out the vinyl album release that's coming out in June. So many things. She's got so many fun things in the mix. But yeah, thank you again, everyone, tuning in, listening, watching, wherever you are in the world. I appreciate you for being a part of this. Please like, subscribe, follow, comment, all the things. Share with your friends, loved ones. Every little bit really does help get this out there. Maybe it'll inspire. She can continue and to inspire more people, like through this episode, the magic that she has. So just keep giving that gift out to other people. But until next time, may you continue to find your courage in the shadows, to dance in the light and create beauty with every moment in between.